We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You are knowing what you are wanting. It is an evolving thing, yes. Are you appreciating the contrast of your time and place? Not so much, eh? Well, we don't have a lot of time together tonight, but it is our desire. You're always asking us if we have any, and we do. It is our desire that by the time that we wrap this up, that when we ask you, are you appreciating the contrast of your time and place, that you will say, without lying, yes. Because it is our knowing that the contrast that so often you think you could do well without is what helps you, as a leading edge creator, to focus your specific and important intention here. You are so much more than most of you know. You are magnificent in your flesh, blood, and bone bodies. You are. But you are source energy projected here. Sometimes, as we visit with you, we can feel that you have but a spattering of an idea of who you are. You are so good at interpreting your time-space reality through your physical senses that you do not realize that you are vibrational beings, that you are energy mostly, and that what you are interpreting through your seeing and hearing and so on is vibrational interpretation. And you're good at it, and you do it collectively and a sort of consensus among you, so much so that you begin to state your unequivocal reality. But we want you to realize that there is much more that is vibrationally going on than you can see with your physical senses. And when you acknowledge that you are a vibrational being, and you begin to use your sense of emotion in order to understand your vibrational relationship with the larger part of you, then your physical life experience takes on a whole new look. You are source energy in physical bodies, but you know, it's not like so many of you think. You know that you are here, and you call yourself alive because you're here, as if we are dead because we are not here. And we are wanting you to know that there is no dead. We call it croaking. We try to be as disrespectful as we can. There is not dead. There is only life and more life. And the larger part of the life that is you is non-physically focused. You are not non-physical and then physical, as in dead and then alive and then dead again. You are alive always. You are non-physical energy. And when you make the decision from that non-physical place to project a part of you here into this physical experience, a part of you is what comes, and the larger part of you remains non-physically focused. You over time have called that many things. You call it source or soul or God. We want you to understand that it is the larger part of you. It is the eternal evolving part of you. And it will always be, and it will always be joyful, and it is ever expanding, and it is expanding largely as a result of that which you are about here in this physical time-space reality. It's so important what you do, but in your humbleness you often do not recognize that. So you are non-physical energy, and a part of you comes forth into this physical body, and here you are, you don this personality, you know who you are, and you begin to explore this dreaded contrast that we were talking about earlier, where you are weighing the pros and the cons, the pluses and the minuses. You know what you don't want, and you know that whenever you know what you don't want, whether you speak it or not, there is an equal knowing of what you do want. You cannot know what you don't want without knowing what you do want. And if you don't like something a little bit, then you do want something a little bit. And if you really don't want something a great deal, then you really do want something a great deal. The contrast helps you to focus. And as creators, and that's who you are, as creators who have come forth to this leading edge time-space reality for the purpose of taking thought beyond that which it has been before, for the purpose of the joyous expansion, as you came forth into these physical bodies, your exploration of knowing what you don't want helps you to identify what you do want. And when that takes place, whether you call it a conscious or an unconscious level, a rocket of desire, so to speak, emanates from you. And that rocket of desire is followed. It's seen, it's understood, it's agreed upon, because Source knows, you ought to know, who would know better what would be an advantage to you. Even if you were a one-celled organism in the ocean, you are having a experience, you are experiencing your perception, and your perception is always, because we are all selfishly oriented, because we cannot see other than through the eyes of self. You are selfishly acknowledging, whether you speak it or not, what would be an improvement. And Source not only takes note, but becomes the vibrational equivalent of that. We have written a book a while back, given it the best title that has ever been given to any book ever. It's called Ask and It Is Given. Originally, we asked for a longer title. It went like this. So, you are source energy, and you are swirling in this non-physical ethers, and then you project a part of you into the physical, and then you bang around in the physical, and you weigh the pros and the cons and pluses and minuses, and you know what you don't want, and you know what you do want, and then you send out rockets of desire. And when you send out a rocket of desire, Source then follows the rocket of desire and becomes the vibrational equivalent of it, and then all you have to do is become a vibrational match to the vibrational thing that you've already become. But they said it was too long. But Ask and It Is Given says the same thing. There are 3 steps to the creative process. The first step says ask, and you can't help but do that. You do it all day, every day. You cannot help but live life and observe and participate without coming to clear conclusions all day, every day of what would be a little bit better, or a lot better in some cases. And as this desire emanates from you, Source gives undivided attention to your newly defined desire and holds it in what we lovingly like to refer to as a vibrational escrow. You know, all this stuff that you see around you that you call physical in nature, manifested, real life reality you call it, all of that was thought first. Do you know that this time-space reality, before it existed, was an idea from the non-physical? And any thought that is thought upon longer eventually takes form and eventually becomes manifestation. And so it is true for all of you. So here you are now on this leading edge of this magnificent platform of creating, where so much creation has happened before you came into this particular personality. And here you are refining it still further. We want you to leave your humility aside and begin to accept the worthiness and the power and the reason of your beingness, because you came with great reason, and your reason is to decipher and discern and decide and expand. And from our non-physical perspective, there are not words that are adequate enough to express our appreciation for that which you are in the expansion of all that we know to be. So, here you are in your physicalness, exploring. You know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And as you send forth these rockets of desires, and as Source becomes the vibrational equivalent of it, sometimes, in fact most often, you do not go with your new idea. In other words, you beat the drum of, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough lover, I don't have enough land, I don't have enough oil, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough. We're beating your drum. I don't have enough money. We are not beating your drum. We are mocking the drum you beat. I don't have enough money, I don't have enough money. While the Source within you, every time you don't have enough money, you ask for more, and we are not kidding you. The Source within you beats a different drum, so to speak. The Source within you is saying, there is more available, all things are possible, whatever you want, it's all lining up. If you could just have your lackful experience, which would cause you to ask, and then if you could just turn your undivided attention toward what you're asking for and get inside the feeling place of this swirling vortex of creation, you would have everything that you ask for in very short order. There is a buffer of time between the inception of the idea, between the asking and the allowing. But step 1, you ask. Step 2, it is answered, and it is answered immediately, vibrationally. But you must become a vibrational match to what you are asking for, or you do not let it in. To receive it or allow it, you must find the vibrational equivalent of what you're asking for. So in your need for something, it is such a different vibration, that need. You feel it in your stomach. That need for something is such a different feeling than appreciation of having it. When you are a vibrational match to the having of something, it must come. Law of attraction says that it must come. So law of attraction, the most powerful law in the universe, the manager of all things in the sense that it is bringing together those vibrations that are matching, says that which is like unto itself is drawn. So if you are beating the drum of I don't have enough, you cannot possibly let enough money into your experience because your vibration is different from the vibration of what you are asking for. It is so interesting to watch you. In your need, you disallow the very thing that will fill the need. The source within you fills your need immediately. And in order for you to fulfill it, you must find vibrational equivalent with what you're asking for, which means you must find the feeling place of what you're asking for. And in order to do that, you have to let go of where you are. Stop observing what is. Stop beating the drum of what is, because as long as you're beating the drum of what is dominating your vibration, and law of attraction is responding to that dominant vibration, and life won't change for you very much. Oh, it's changing. It's changing every single moment. But when you offer a steady rhythm of vibration, it changes to more of the same. It changes to more of the same. Different places, different faces. Have you ever known someone got beat up by her father, then she got beat up by her first husband and her second husband and her third husband and her fourth husband? Finally, people have never beaten anybody are beating her up. Because she's got this vibration going on. She can't let go of what is. Her memory, her belief is so strong. And you know, a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking. And so, as you keep thinking this thought and beating this drum and reactivating this vibration, law of attraction keeps responding to it. But the big news is, and this is the part that we don't think most of you realize at all, and it's so important for you to know this. You'll feel it fully. It will resonate deeply. You knew it when you were born. And as you hear it and play with us for a while tonight, it will settle into you in a newfound place. The source energy part of you, this dominant part of you, is the eternally evolving, becoming part of you. And law of attraction is responding to that part of you. So when you ask for these things, because life causes you to do it, just the way you knew it would, you came into this contrasting experience knowing that it would provide that benefit for you, for us, for all. As you give birth to these rockets of desires, law of attraction is responding constantly to this ever-evolving, ever-amended, ever-growing, ever-becoming you. And as that happens, you've got some work to do about allowing yourself to join it, or recognizing when you're not allowing yourself to join it. Your emotions tell you that. When you feel love or appreciation or joy, you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You've adjusted your frequency to that of your source. But when you feel ornery, not so much. When you are fearful, really not a lot. When you feel despair, you're far from the vibration of your being. You know you cannot set your radio dial on 6:30 a.m. and hear what's being broadcast on 98.7. Your frequencies have to match up. And so if you've got your frequency set on what happened when you were a child, or the insult that somebody gave you yesterday, for the time you hold that vibration, the things you really want can't come. It is our desire, as a result of chewing together, that you begin to remember who you are. And by that we don't just mean who you were before you were born. We mean who you have become as a result of coming forth, living life, and becoming more. We want you to keep up to speed with who you are. You must continue to be who you are, or you cannot feel good. And the thing that is so interesting that so many of our physical friends are forgetting is that the contrast that you don't like so much is what puts the eternalness in eternity. This contrast is what causes your expansion, and in a sense it causes the stream that is you to flow faster and faster and faster. So the contrast that bothers you so much is what causes your expansion, but when you continue to focus upon the what you don't want part of the contrast, it's also the thing that keeps you from becoming. So you can't avoid step one. It's just part of life. And as the observant people that you are, you came forth deliberately intending to mix it up. Not one of you asked for a feathered nest. You did not say, I'll come forth, but before I get there, get it all cleaned up. And when it's all just the way I want it, then I'll come forth. None of you said, Let's come forth into the physical, and we'll take all the ideas that exist and we'll whittle them down to just a few good ideas, and then we'll all live happily ever after.